Let's head to the voicemail of Truth and Reason.
Hey, this is Big J. I'd like to make a comment concerning the negativity I'm hearing against the teams, Kevin Stefanski and his play calling, the Browns in general. You know, I once heard that your energy can change the circumstances. Over the last couple of years, we've improved as a team and went to the playoffs with literally 5 different quarterbacks. It's a feat of amazement. I'm not saying it's our fault, but maybe that energy is building some of this negativity, is causing and reflecting back on the team. So why don't the 12th man do what the 12th man is supposed to do? And let's just go in with the attitude if everybody has a healthy year, that this team can actually dominate.
As always, appreciate all of the voicemails. So Tim, he's referring to some. There have been some that have, been calling about Kevin Stefanski. I don't see it, quite frankly, with what Kevin Stefanski has done the last couple of years. But everybody has their opinions.
Yeah, I don't think there's any reason to be negative. In fact, you consider what the Browns had to go through to get to the playoffs last year. They needed PJ Walker to quarterback the team against the 49ers, playing the whole game, and he won that game. They needed DTR to be the quarterback against the Steelers. They won that game. They had to get Joe Flacco off the couch into form at the end of the season, with games against teams like the Jaguars and the Texans, teams that were battling for playoff position. He was great down the stretch, and he was the reason that they had that stretch at the end of the season that got them into the playoffs. That's credit to Kevin Stefanski, that when you consider all the injuries this team had, and it felt like every time we talked last week during the season, there were 2 more guys that went down with injuries, whether it was for just a handful of weeks or the entire season. It felt like every single week there were notable players that fell out of the lineup, and the team kept winning anyway. That's a credit to Kevin Stefanski. And I think maybe I'm not seeing as much negativity out there, but I do think, when you have a guy who's won NFL Coach of the Year twice in 4 seasons, taken the Browns to the playoffs twice in 4 seasons, there should be a lot of excitement. There should be a lot of belief that Kevin Stefanski is the guy to get things done. And we've seen it through 4 seasons. Now, the hope for the Browns is that you get a healthy Deshaun Watson, you get relatively healthy everything else, especially the offensive tackles compared to last season, and see where you go. Maybe you finally get that first division title since the late 80s. Maybe you can host a playoff game, which they haven't done in 30 years. Just more things they got to check off, but Stefanski's gotten a lot of things checked off already in these last 4 seasons.